everybody, welcome back. It's episode 10. Can you believe it? We made it to episode 10. This is fantastic and I'm so super excited. Thank you all so much for everyone who's been watching since the beginning or maybe joined a few episodes ago. And if you're new, welcome. You've picked a fabulous episode to check out first. We're going to have a new contest starting today and also a coupon code for all of you in celebration of episode 10. My name is Lynn and this is the Sunshine and Bubblegum podcast. This is a knitting, crocheting, crafting, sewing podcast. And I talk about what I'm working on and what's going on in my crafting life. Today is Wednesday, November 9th. Yesterday was our election day here in the U.S. and I'm going to leave it at that because this is not a political podcast. It is a crafting podcast. So to get right into it, let me tell you where to find me first on all the social medias and such. I am Sunshine Bubblegum on Ravelry and Instagram. Instagram's the best way to reach me if you want to get, if you had a question or answer or say hello quickly. But I'm also on Ravelry a few times a week. I am also on Etsy and Facebook as Sunshine and Bubblegum. And I'll tell you a little bit more about my Etsy at the end of the show. So to start, we have finished our KAL. We had a gradient KAL that went from September through October, ending on the 31st. We had 13 finished items that were in that KAL, so yay! I'm so excited. This morning I sat and went through and hand wrote out everybody who entered, and I got to take a peek at some of the other things that you're working on Ravelry and get to know each of you a little bit better. There's some names in the entry, the FO thread of people who I've already talked to throughout the week on Instagram or watched their podcast, and there's also a few names that people that I don't know. So hello to all my Ravelry peoples, and I'm so excited to do this KAL and pick the winner today. Yay! So without much further ado, I'm going to I don't have the prize. Hold on. I'm back. Can't do a prize giveaway without the prize. So I'll show you very quickly. I won't go through everything in close-up detail, but the prize is a project bag made by me. This one is a zippered project bag, good for one skein of yarn for a hat, socks, mittens type project. There will be needle cozies and coaster from Barbara at Knitting I Love. There is yarn, 3 minis from Littlebean Loves in the Sunshine and Bubblegum colorway with a bit of sparkle stellina. There are stitch markers from Melissa by Knitty by Nature. And that's the bottom of the bag. So the bag's got flowers, the inside is gray, it's got a zipper pull with a little sunshine on it. And that is the prize, who will be going to our lucky winner. I really did enjoy going through and seeing everyone's projects. We have the finished object thread on the Ravelry page, which is the Sunshine and Bubblegum group on Ravelry. So feel free to go over and see what everybody did. We worked in a gradient yarn. You could knit or crochet anything you wanted to. There was no restrictions other than to use a gradient yarn. So if you're interested in using a gradient and would like to see how things work up, go check that out. Everybody's name is in here, written out. This is so exciting. I love giveaways and prizes and KALs, and this is our very first KAL. I'm so excited that everyone participated, and we had 13 entries. It's fantastic. So I have a winner here in my hand. Let's see who you are. This is Yarn Taxi Driver on Ravelry, Jan, and her project was the Dangling Conversation Shawl. Hi, Jan! You won! So, Jan, I hope you're watching this, and I want you to get in touch with me on Ravelry, and I will send out your prize. That's so exciting. Congratulations, Jan. You all have to go check out this shawl, seeing as how I just looked at everybody's projects. It's fresh in my memory, and this is a beautiful, beautiful gradient shawl. I forget the name of the yarn that she used, but it's done in a beautiful pink. And you did a lovely job, Jan, and I'm so excited. Thank you for participating. Thank you, everybody. I have another giveaway coming up that we can talk about right now. So in honor of episode 10, and that this is November, we are going to be getting into Thanksgiving very shortly. I would like to open a thread in my Ravelry page, and I will draw the winner next episode when I will be up in Gloucester. And the prompt will be, what are you thankful for? And it can be something personal, something bigger, something in your day-to-day life, something exciting that happened this year. Just what are you thankful for? So please come over and join our Ravelry group, Sunshine and Bubblegum on Ravelry, and go to the thread. I will put that in there right now before this posts, and just put in a little note about what you're thankful for this year or this upcoming year, and you will be entered to win a surprise. So not next week, almost 1.5 weeks, I'm trying to push it. The week of Thanksgiving, I will be up visiting my family in Gloucester, Massachusetts. As you can tell, I'm very excited about this. I will be hitting up a couple yarn stores. I'm going to see my friend Rob, who owns Coveted Yarn in Gloucester. There's a couple yarn stores out in Salem that are hoping to go visit and meet up with Miss Kayleen from Littlebean Loves Crochet and Yarn Dyer. So that's super awesome, and I'll tell you a bit more about what Kayleen and I have been up to. We're going to finalize all that when we go up. So when I go on my adventures with my family and visit these places, I'm going to pick up a few items for a prize. So you won't know what the prize is until next podcast. But please go over, tell me what you're thankful for, and I look forward to reading all of those and having a bit of happiness and cheer to fill up this November month, because Thanksgiving is a wonderful time of year and much more than just eating turkey and talking about pilgrims. Those are two big things, and the third thing to celebrate episode 10. I am going to give you a coupon code for my Etsy shop. It will be good for 10 days. I'm recording on the 9th, hoping to post this on the 10th, but just in case, I'll give you actually 11 days. So the code will be good from when this is posted until November 21st for 10% off anything in my Etsy store. And the code is Sunny10, and I will put it right here on the screen somewhere. Hello. So Sunny10, it's great till the 21st. Please go over and check stuff out. I hope you find something you like, and if you do like it, please purchase it. And I will show you at the end of the episode everything that is up in the shop for project bags. There are a few crocheted items that are up there, but I won't show those right now. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone. This is so exciting. I've been having so much fun. Podcasting is a great way to reach out to my community, the knitting community, and make new friends. I have already met Robin and Mary from the Cherry Pearls podcast. They got me going on all this podcasting stuff. My very first podcast I ever watched. They are here in New Orleans with me, so I've gotten to meet them and go out a few times for coffee, and that's been wonderful, and we have plans to hopefully do a little yarn excursion sometime and explore the yarn that is in Louisiana. I also got to talk to Rick from Whimsy Stitches. He also sells on Etsy beautiful handmade project bags. He is also in New Orleans and runs a couple of, or is part of a few knit nights, so that's super exciting because I didn't really know of any knit nights going on, so hopefully I'll get to meet up with Rick soon. And also there is Kirsten of the Knitting a Love Song podcast, and she is also right here around New Orleans and a little bit further away, but I'm hoping too that we can meet up soon and maybe have a great big fantastic knit night or knit morning or coffee and whatever, and get to meet everybody, and that's been wonderful. So that's been fantastic. It's also been a great motivator to finish projects, which There are a few things I do need to finish that they haven't done, but for the most part, I've knit a lot in the past 10 episodes. I think I finished blankets, I finished tiny sweaters, I've finished scarves, I've knitted socks. This is getting crazy, and I'm really excited, so happy, and am in love with this craft more than ever. So those are the big things that are going on. I do have a couple FOs today. I have some works in progress. I have a little podcast love, and let's see. I think that's all the big stuff I wanted to talk about at the moment. So let's start with FOs. Sorry, I was reading my notes. No fancy coffee cup today. I have my, ooh, can you see it? New Orleans Saints glass water. So I'm hoping to finish everything in one take today. I do have to pick the boys up shortly, so some of this might end up in a second clip, which you probably wouldn't even notice because, ta-da, the magic of television or podcasting. So, for my finished objects, the one I have here to show you, I have 3. 2 have already been mailed out, but I got one of the Caron cakes, and it was in the Gelato colorway, and it was Caron cakes. And this is an acrylic yarn. Where's the information? There it is. It was 200-gram cake, acrylic, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. And what I decided to make with it was a couple of hats for my boys. I used a size H crochet hook, and I just started from the outside. Where's the front? There we go. And I used a crochet pattern that I actually got from Sarah from Repeat Crafter Me. She has some really fun hats that are, you know, character hats, minions, owls, puppies. Her stuff is awesome. Really fun, sweet, and playful. So she has, this is one of the basic hats. I think it goes to her owl hat, and then you would add on eyeballs and everything. So just a little hat with ear flaps and strings. It went from a really fun, oh, that's super blown out. Oh. Lime green, chocolate brown, bright blue, and then I used the lime green to do the edging on this one. And then the second one, starting on that same bright blue, went from a bright blue to a lighter blue and to this almost tealy turquoise. And then I used the lime green just for a pop on the edging, and then mixed all the color leftovers that I had going for the strings. So these will be for my boys, completely different, same ball of yarn, done you know, from one color change to the next, and then it did go back into the lime green, and I think I have a little brown and another blue left. Not too much left over, but one cake will do 2 hats. These are adult sizes. I made the child size and it was too small, so I took it out and made the adult size from Sarah's pattern. And you can get 2 full hats out of crochet hats out of a Caron cake, 1 cake with some extra to spare. So these will be for our trip. It is cold up in Massachusetts, and the boys will need some hats for when we're outside. So the other things that I finished 2 elf hats, which I'll put up here. Those are also crocheted hats, and the pattern is from, I wrote it down because I knew I'd forget, Oodles for Noodles, and it's called the Long Tail Baby Elf Hat. Long Tail Baby Elf Hat. So the picture, if it wasn't up there already, might still be up here now. Those were a commission piece for a friend of mine who also has twins, and they're doing a holiday photo shoot coming up. So those have already gone out. Those were a lot of fun. I did have to adjust the pattern. The original pattern is for a newborn size, and to make it fit, the boys are going to be a year soon, so to make it fit a 12-month head, I had to add 2 more increases to the shaping, just so it wouldn't be too long if you continued with the way the pattern's written with only two increases. It would have been ridiculously long before it actually ever fit their head. So anyway, you saw the picture. They came out great, and they have made it to their home safely. So I can't wait to see pictures from the photo shoot and hopefully be able to share them If not here, maybe on my Instagram, depending on if Mama wants to show up for boys or not. So those have gone out, and the first little Bolero sweater that I've been working on has also gone out. I finished the first one for my niece Hayden. Her christening is this weekend, and she's going to look adorable in it. Hopefully I can get a sweet picture of her also to share with everybody. Very sorry that I'll be missing this christening, but with limited time off and vacation time for my family, we can't fit everything in. But I will see you all very soon, and I'm so glad that that one is finished. And I've started working on the second one for my other niece Audrey, who will be christened a couple weeks later. So again, the pattern is Snuggly, Sirdar. This is pattern number 1690. It is a little Bolero. And now that I've done it once and I've gotten into what the pattern looks like and how it repeats, I'm much more comfortable with it. For the first sweater, I did have to use a chart that I made, just a little graph of the repeat pattern for the increases and decreases, because it's very small, so you're increasing and decreasing right away on the edges for such a little garment. And it got me very confused on the first one. So now that I'm working the second one, I'm flying through it, much more comfortable in reading the knitting and reading the patterns, and it's coming out great. So the second one I am using, I got Lion Brand Baby Soft. And hopefully you can see it's got a little, oh man. I decided to film in here today because it had such bright sun, but apparently it's not working with my camera. Oh, that kind of works. Anyway, it's got like a little satin ribbon wrapped around the yarn. Gives it a little shimmer. It's still very soft, and this is the Lion Brand 62% acrylic, 27 nylon, and 11 rayon. So very washable, very soft, and hopefully gives me the cuteness that we wanted. That's important, cuteness. So I have finished the back, and it's got really good stitch definition too. I liked both of the yarns. The first one I used was the Sirdar, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but Snuggly DK Pearls, which is what the pattern recommends. And it has a little stellina sparkle to it. So they're pretty close. They're pretty close. I enjoyed working with both of them. This one doesn't have the stellina in it. It's got the satin, so it's a little bit softer, but still very, very nice and easy to work with. So that's the back, and I have the two front panels done, which will become the front of the sweater, obviously. So those are the two front panels, and now I just have the sleeves to do, and I've been able to do, I did one of these each in one night of TV knitting after the boys went to sleep. This took me 2 nights, so the sleeves should take me 2 nights, and then I was able to sew together all the pieces in one evening for the first one. And on the first one, I ended up doing a crocheted border, which I will put in a picture of what the finished item looked like. I did do the crocheted edging. I did a single crochet around the entire thing, and then went back on and did a round of single crochet, chain 3, while skipping a stitch, and then single crocheting to the next stitch, and this continuing that along, and it gave me a little tiny lace edge. Just perfect all around. So I'm going to do that again on this sweater. So this one I will be able to show you hopefully in person when I finish it. We will be doing the christening while we're up visiting family, so I will have the sweater and the baby to be able to show you there. So those are all of my finished objects right now. I will get into works in progress after I go pick up the boys, so I will be back. Hello, I'm back. The boys have been picked up and all is well. So let me finish showing you my works in progress. So my socks that I've been working on, and hopefully it will be finished before Christmas at this rate. I have my Hermione's Everyday socks, which are my Hermione Weasley socks. I haven't got, only a couple inches in on these this week. It's where I was last time. I do have my heel in, so I'm just working the foot. And I'm still absolutely in love with this yarn. Oh wow, that's perfect on the colors. And stockinette on the bottom of the foot there, and getting to my burnt orange soon. So I'm still in this apricot-y color, and I can't wait for that. So I'm hoping this comes out on the toe. That would be perfect. And the yarn is Weasley's Wizard Wheezes from Littlebean Loves. And this is a double-stranded cake that I've been working on, so I'm doing my socks 2 at a time. But that's where I am on those, and those have kind of been pushed to the side with all of my baby knitting that's been going on. My other work in progress is the socks for my mom. Hi, Mom. I don't think she's seen these yet. I'm hoping to look away. But I have finished the cuff and leg on both socks, and I put in my very first Fish Lips Kiss Heel, and this was such a fun pattern. It was so easy. There's no fiddly bits with adding in extra needles or putting in waste yarn. I can see exactly why everybody loves it. I did have a few questions about when to start the heel. I got a little confused reading the directions, and I messaged Kayleen, who just did this heel over the past few weeks for the first time too, and she gave me some help. My question is when the heel actually starts, because I had stopped at the white and I wanted to start the heel then, but it uses an inch of the back as part of the heel. So that was where I was getting confused. So I knit another inch, and then I started the heel. So the sock top would be longer. And when you actually start so then you start turning just for the base. And I went on YouTube. It's a paid-for pattern, the Fish Lips Kiss Heel. It's $1, and it's a great pattern, and I'm sure I'll use it a lot, so it's totally worth it. And she also has a link to the YouTube to show you how the decreases and increases are done. So that was also really helpful. So I have one heel in. I have not done the other one yet, but the other sock is also to its starting point just to put the heel in. So hopefully these will be very close to just needing the toe by the time I get up to see my mom, so she can just try them on, we can size them, and then add the toe in, and she will have her birthday socks. Actually, I'm really enjoying knitting with this yarn. It is Diversity by Plymouth. It is a polyester acrylic blend in the color 0001. Woo, where's the camera? Come on. It's got a lot of good stretch to it. It's very soft. It's very squishy. And the stitch definition is amazing. But I think they're going to be warm, and I think they're going to be comfortable, and I think they're going to wear very well. So I hope that my mom likes them, and I will be interested in the feedback to see if I ever want to hunt this yarn down again and maybe make some for myself or another gift. But I'm enjoying it, and so that's my socks. So I actually have almost 2 finished pairs of socks, which will be socks 2 and 3, yay! And then I can think of what to do with the rest of my sock yarn, because I've acquired quite a few balls now, so I think I'm not going to buy any more sock yarn until I start my next pair, because I don't need any more sock yarn yet, unless it's going to be a shawl. Then it's shawl yarn. So the last thing I'm working on, I've started swatching for my grandfather's scarf that I talked about. I didn't write down the name of the pattern, so I'll put it right here. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I've only gotten just the first maybe 2 or 3 rows on there. I'm going to swatch a little more just to see if I like the gauge. I think it might be a little tight. Can't really see much of the pattern here, but there is a... you move the yarn forward as you work certain rows, so it makes stripes as you go, and they're offset, so it makes kind of like diagonal lines throughout the patterning. So I think this will work very well. I'm going to just knit a little bit more on this swatch to see if I like the gauge of the pattern, and if not, I'm going to go up a needle size. Right now I'm on Brittany's size 8 5mm circular needles. I do have a size 9 circular needles, but the cord is, I think, a 40-inch, so it would just be a lot of cord for a back and forth scarf. So I might do a 9, and depending on how I feel, I might even go up to a 10. But I do like the pattern. I think it's going to look very nice. Just a little bit of detail, not too much on having to focus. I think once I get into it, this will be a very intuitive pattern, and I'll be able to see where I move over one on each row very easily without having, so I could, you know, TV knit. So that is that. And I'm using Vanna's Choice cranberry from Lion Brand, and it is a beautiful, not that bright, deep red. That's good. That's good right there. So those are all my whips. I do have a couple upcoming commission projects that I'll be working on next after the sweater's done, and probably during all of my sock finishing. I'm going to be making some boot cuff heels for 2 of my girlfriends back up in Massachusetts. They are Santa, they look like Santa's belt around, you know, around his middle. The pattern is Holiday Cheer Boot Cuffs by Ray Lynn. She's also Alley Cat's Hats and Crafts. It is a paid-for pattern. She is on Ravelry, and I'll put a picture right here of what they'll look like. So just something fun for a couple of my friends. So I'm going to start working on those. Those will be crochet. And also I'm going to make a couple of Christmas hats for another of my dear friends. We were neighbors growing up, and she has 2 little girls now, and she's asked me to make a Minnie Mouse hat and an Elsa and an Anna hat for her girls for Christmas. I know the Minnie Mouse pattern I'm going to use the Hopeful Honey, that's Olivia. She's also on Ravelry and Facebook and everything. And it is a free pattern. So she has a really sweet Minnie Mouse hat that'll be crochet, and then the Elsa and Anna hat, I will get back to you on what patterns I use. But the Minnie Mouse hat I can put right here. That's the pattern I'm going to use. And I'm going to hunt a little more for the Elsa and Anna. So that is all of my knitting and crocheting for this week, or the past few weeks, and I have quite a few things to keep me busy for the next week and a half while we get ready to go up to Massachusetts and pick what I'm going to bring for my plain knitting, because it's a 3.5-hour flight on the way up, and on the way back we have two separate flights, so I'll have 2.5-hour flights on the way home that I need to fill with monitoring toddlers and knitting. So planning. So I'm just going to show you a few things in my shop, but if you'd like to stick around for that, that would be great. But please remember to go over to my Ravelry group, Sunshine and Bubblegum group on Ravelry, and enter in to win the contest of what are you thankful for. You just need to leave a little message in the thread. I have a thread open, and I will pick a winner on the next podcast and show you what your prize will be. It's going to be a surprise because I haven't bought it yet. It'll be something from my hometown, or from my home state anyway. Maybe not from Gloucester, it might be from Salem. So please go stop over and do that. And remember, anything from my Etsy shop for the next 10 days, good through the 21st, use the code SUNNY10 and you can get 10% off. So thank you so much if you're heading out now, and if you'd like to stay for a minute and see what's up in my Etsy shop, that would be wonderful too. So I've done up a few more patterned bags, so let me show you what is up in the store right now. I still have 2 left on my fox bags, the autumn foxes. They're pumpkins, and there's crows with apples, and it is on a kind of burgundy background, yellow bottom, with pumpkin orange on the inside with little gold dots. And this is the small size, and it is perfect for socks, hats, mittens. You can fit a 1 skein project in the small size bag. I have been using my first bag that I made for my Hermione socks, and I'm loving it. It's gotten softer as I've used it. It stays closed when you draw it, and it squishes flat easily. Obviously, if there's something in it, it won't squish that flat, but to just throw in my purse or throw in the car and take with me when I'm going places. So I'm really enjoying it, and I hope all of you are too that have already bought one. Please give me some feedback on how that's going. I'd love to hear. Okay, other patterns that I have up, I have the winter foxes, which are little gray foxes with pink hats, blue hats, earmuffs, and little green trees, and it's on a light teal background. It's got pink and white snowflakes on the inside. So I have in the small size, I have one more of the gray foxes on teal. I also have pink foxes on white, again with little earmuffs and hats and trees and such, and the pink has blue snowflakes on the inside. So those are both small bags. Then I've made a medium-sized bag which could hold 2 skeins of yarn for a bigger project, maybe a shawl or a scarf or something like that. And this has the gray foxes on the teal with the blue snowflakes on the bottom, and then the pink snowflakes on the inside. So there's one in the medium size available. Then I have done a medium-sized bag in this beautiful hummingbird fabric that I had with big bright flowers, and it's also got some blue silhouetted songbirds on there. So that is a medium size, and it's got sage green with white polka dots on the inside. And again, that's a two skein of yarn project bag. And then I have in the small size again pears. You may have seen this. Robin from the Cherry Pearls got one of these, so she has these are the pears, lots and lots of bright colors. This is the small size with the hot pink on the inside with polka dots. This I have 2 of the small size, and then I have a 1 on the medium size, which is the big pears, polka dots, hot pink polka dots on the top, green and white polka dots on the inside. So those are what's up in my shop right now. There's also a few newborn little hats made up, and there's a baby blanket. If anybody's interested in that, those are all crocheted items, and the code is good for them too. So again, Sunny10, thank you so much for supporting me and watching me, and I can't wait to see you guys in a couple weeks from Gloucester. We're going to have a couple surprises and maybe a co-host, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Happy Thanksgiving month, and we'll see you soon.